Number one, a couple of things I've heard. You know, oh, we need better training. You know what, folks? That is bull, and you can figure out the rest. This is not a training problem. In what world would a police officer be trained to soccer kick someone in the head? You know what a soccer kick is? That's an actual term in the UFC mixed martial arts space. A soccer kick for when someone is proned out or on all fours and you wind up and you kick him in the head. They don't even allow that in mixed martial arts fights because you'll kill someone. Soccer kicks, well, you can see the tape as well as I can. Completely, totally unacceptable. That is not the training anywhere in the country. I've been through multiple police academies. I went through the NYPD Academy twice. I went through in the cadet program and as a police officer. I went through the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Glynn County, Georgia, when I was an agent.
Now, a never-before-seen look at a remarkable legal event. The former president of the United States, under oath, being questioned by attorneys from the New York Attorney General's office, invoking the Fifth Amendment over and over and over. CBS News was first to obtain this video. Let's bring it to you now with CNN's Kara Skinnell joins us. Kara, what do we learn?
Yeah, John, so as you said, this was a video deposition that Trump gave in August as part of the New York Attorney General's investigation. And one of the things that Trump, after he kind of goes through the initial meetings, he starts reading this lengthy statement. And he had once said, if you're innocent, why would you take the Fifth? Well, let's listen to his explanation of why he did now.
Anyone in my position not taking the Fifth Amendment would be a fool, an absolute fool. One statement or answer that is ever so slightly off, just ever so slightly, by accident, by mistake, such as it was a sunny and beautiful day when actually it was slightly overcast, would be met by law enforcement under the advice of my counsel, and for all of the above reasons, I respectfully decline to answer the questions under the rights and privileges afforded to every citizen under the United States Constitution.
And so Trump then went on to same answer to more than 400 questions that he was posed over the course of several hours during that interview. As you know, the New York Attorney General's office did sue former President Donald Trump, his eldest children, and the company, saying that they engaged in a decade-long fraud. She is seeking $250 million. Now, Trump has denied any wrongdoing. But, you know, at the outset of this video, you can see there Trump is in the tight shot, but you can hear the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, in the room addressing him, explaining to him how this deposition will take place. And he says that he understands, and he notes that he says he did very little to prepare and that he didn't do anything wrong. But then he goes on to quote, as part of his statement, some of the quotes that Letitia James had made on the campaign trail, really having these two people, these two adversaries in the room together, where he is quoting back to her what she has said. Truly a very unique moment, John.
The Princess of Wales has launched a new campaign to raise awareness of the importance of the first 5 years of a child's life. The project has been described by palace sources as the princess's life's work and draws attention to how babies and children develop in response to early experiences. Here's our royal correspondent Daniela Ralph, and a warning, her piece does contain some flash photography.
Kirksgate Market in Leeds, where the Princess of Wales has come to launch this new campaign. The focus is on greater awareness of the first 5 years of our lives and how they shape the adults we become. Last night, the Princess laid out her vision for the campaign and why it matters to her so much.
Shaping Us is a long-term campaign, and we're starting by highlighting how we develop during early childhood and why these years matter so much.
We can't wait to meet you.
The launch comes with a film, Birth to 5 years old in 90 seconds, designed to show how a child develops and how communication and connection is vital.
Our children, their brains develop between pregnancy and the age of 5 quicker and, more crucial than at any other point in their life. And I think it's something that maybe I wasn't aware of until I fully dug deep into this.
Advisors to the Princess of Wales have stressed that this campaign isn't about politics or policy, but about raising public awareness. It comes at a challenging time for some young families where financial stresses dominate. But the Princess of Wales believes she can make a difference in an area that's been described as her life's work. Daniela Ralph, BBC News, Leeds.
Yeah, this is the first sign that George Santos has recognized that he could be in some trouble here. And remember, he has been defiant all along, saying that he's done nothing wrong, he's got nothing to hide, saying he would not resign moving forward as a normal member of Congress, despite admitting to a number of lies, facing investigations, questions about his campaign finance, new revelations that seem to come out almost daily that have hurt this embattled congressman and threatened his career here in Congress. Now telling his conference behind closed doors that he will not serve on two key committee assignments that were actually given to him by the Speaker of the House along with his top allies, despite some pushback and concerns that he would sit on these committees. He made very clear just moments ago to his conference that he would step aside until these legal issues are resolved. That is the Senate, that's the House Small Business Committee, as well as the House Science Committee. Neither of those committees he plans to participate in until these matters have resolved to his satisfaction. And he told the Speaker about this decision last night, and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who had just caught up with, indicated how Santos's message was received.
He just felt like that there was so much drama, really, over the situation, and especially what we're doing to work to remove Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. He said that this was a decision that he made on his own.
Now, that was in reference to the effort by the House Republicans to try to remove Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from the House Foreign Affairs Committee, the Democrat from Minnesota, for her past remarks. There have been criticism from Democrats that they're allowing Santos to serve on these committees but trying to oust Omar from hers. But Santos making it clear to his members that he doesn't want to undercut their efforts to try to remove Omar. That requires a vote of the full House.
Transport and public services in France are being badly disrupted today by another day of strikes in protest at government plans to raise the age of retirement. They want to put it up from 62 to 64. Demonstrations are being staged across the country, with the biggest this afternoon in Paris. And our correspondent there is Hugh Schofield. He gave us the very latest from one of the demos there in the French capital.
I'm near the Place d'Italie in the 13th arrondissement of Paris. That's on the left bank, and behind me is another of these monster demonstrations. We saw one 12 days ago, and this is another one. Very big, very noisy, pretty cheerful, no signs of trouble, though police are certainly in the streets around here in case there is trouble. Already the unions are crying victory from today, because they're saying that the turnout here and in demonstrations like this across the country is even bigger than it was 12 days ago. And they're saying that's a sign of what we know already, that there is massive rejection among the public of this plan of President Macron's to increase the age at which you could start drawing your state pension from 62 to 64. The government is saying that it's essential to balance the books, but people out here are saying that's absolute rubbish. And one sense is also that this movement has become a kind of lightning rod for all sorts of other complaints. It's not just about pensions, it's also for many people here a chance to let off steam about the choices that society has taken over the years. People generally unhappy with the state of France at the moment and using this occasion to come out and vent their anger, particularly with the hate figure which President Macron is for all of the people here.
Yes, well, and you've exactly answered my next question, because it is more than just about the state retirement age. And with the unions saying this is successful to you, does this just carry on and on? Is there a way of breaking this? Are we going to see more and more days like this?
Yeah, I think we are. I mean, there'll be a meeting tonight at the Intersyndical, which is the sort of union of all the unions. They're all together on this, which is rare, and they'll undoubtedly say that it's all been a great success and that there'll be another day of action in a week or so. What's going to be important to watch out for, though, is whether they start escalating. I think the government can withstand orderly, even if very large demonstrations like this, because it's not really affecting economic life. It's allowing people to let off steam. It's all part of the democratic process. If the unions start saying, right, we're going to move up a level, we're going to start blockading power stations, oil depots and so on, we're really going to start putting the thumb on the jugular, then of course we enter a whole different territory. The government wants to get this bill through Parliament as quickly as possible. It starts its passage through Parliament next week. It's on a kind of accelerated timetable. It should get through in 3 or 4 weeks. If it can do that and withstand this in the meantime, then it'll have won. But there is always the chance that the unions say, well, we've got so much public support behind us, we've got to step up our rhythm.
Hugh Schofield there in Paris on the strikes continuing in France.
Just into some breaking news in the investigation into classified documents connected to President Biden. NBC News has learned the FBI searched Biden's former offices. Let me bring in NBC's Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley. What do we know, Julia?
Well, we're learning, Chris, from 2 senior law enforcement officials that, yes, in fact, the FBI did go in and search President Biden's center, his offices at the Penn Biden Center in mid-November. But as we understand, the Biden team was very cooperative. His lawyers let them in. No search warrants were needed or used in this search. It's not the same as what we might have seen, say, in August when the FBI conducted that raid, that surprise raid on Mar-a-Lago, when they say his team was less than cooperative. What we don't know is whether or not they found anything of consequence, whether or not they found any classified materials when they went in and conducted this search. Remember, the FBI was first alerted when someone was going through that office and found some documents that may have been classified, and they reached out to the Justice Department, is what we have learned from the Biden team. And so this seems that it was something on top of that first initial message to go in and make sure that there was nothing, in fact, inside. But it does really underline the timeline here now that we realize that the Biden administration had been secretly dealing with this issue, probably wondering when it might break through to the media since November, since possibly even before the midterms. All we know is this came sometime in mid-November, and the FBI came, they say, really with no reluctance or hesitation on the part of the Biden team when they conducted this search, Chris.
Julia Ainsley with that breaking news for us. Thank you.